Last day of dinosaurs. Fossil dinosaurs. Was it really millions of years ago? Hello, time explorers. Today, we're diving into a fascinating mystery. Are dinosaur fossils really millions of years old? Or are there clues that point in another direction? Stick around until the end, because we're going to explore some discoveries that might change how you view the history of these giants from the past. Part 1. The mystery of rapid fossilization. Most of us imagine that fossilization is a slow process, taking millions of years. However, what fossils actually show us is something quite different. We've found fossils of dinosaurs that were preserved in situations that could only occur during rapid and catastrophic events. For example, fossils of dinosaurs giving birth, meaning the dinosaur was fossilized at the exact moment the baby was being born. This could only happen if the dinosaur was immediately buried at the time of birth. Let's delve deeper into this question. It's not normal to find fossils just anywhere, since fossilization only occurs under abnormal conditions. And given the sheer number of fossils we have on the planet, it becomes clear that one or more abnormal events must have occurred to produce so many fossils. What we have observed is that the fossilization of dinosaurs happened through a rapid burial process, meaning plants and animals died very quickly in the midst of much water and mud. In fact, we find most fossils in sedimentary rocks, which indicates a lot of water and a lot of mud. So far, it seems that the process of fossilization doesn't take millions of years. It's very rapid. Otherwise, there wouldn't be anything left to fossilize. Part 2. Adverse events and fossilization. A perfect example of the adverse events necessary for fossilization is the Berezovka mammoth, found in Siberia in 1901. This mammoth was so exceptionally preserved that it seems to have been frozen instantaneously at extremely low temperatures, possibly around 100 degrees Celsius, as if it had been plunged into liquid nitrogen. It was found almost standing, suggesting that its death occurred before its body had a chance to fall to the ground. This level of preservation suggests that the mammoth was buried quickly in ice and sediment, even preserving plants in its mouth that typically only grow in temperate regions, much further south. Such extreme preservation is extremely rare and only occurs under very abnormal conditions. This raises the question, what happened at that time to cause such a sudden and drastic phenomenon? Or are we overestimating the lifespan of these creatures? If you're intrigued by these mysteries, make sure to hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the secrets of our planet's past. Part 3. Rapid fossilization and recent evidence. Let's revisit the age of fossils based on evidence versus artistic conception. In some fossils, blood vessels have been found fossilized, in other words, soft tissue. Even fossilized skin has been found, but that doesn't usually fossilize under normal conditions. The most interesting case is a T-Rex femur. Most of these creatures stood between 1.8 to 2.5 meters tall, quite different from the movies. Remember that reptiles typically never stop growing. In other words, their size is linked to longevity, as seen in modern examples like the Galapagos tortoises. Returning to the T-Rex, when its fossil was discovered, it was dated to 65 million years ago. However, the most fascinating part is that when the bone was opened, they found blood vessels, cells, elastic fragments, fresh-looking tissue, and fibrous tissue, which would be impossible with that dating. The best conditions would allow these tissues to last for about 5,000 years. This suggests evidence of something much more recent. Part 4. Art and fossils. Take a look at some cave drawings and some Ica stones from Peru. They depict these creatures perfectly. One stone shows an Ica warrior on top of a triceratops. The curious part is that when people try to claim the stones are fake, they often forget that these stones were found 500 years ago, while triceratops fossils were discovered only about 100 years ago. This means the stones are older than our knowledge of dinosaurs. We also see depictions of tyrannosaurs and similar creatures in different cultures that had no concept of dinosaurs. Beowulf was a king of Scandinavia who lived from 495 to 583 AD and is said to have slain Grendel, though I'm not talking about the movie. The book's descriptions resemble a tyrannosaur and several sea monsters. He lost his life at 88 in a battle against a flying reptile. The description of the reptile was wings with bat-like skin, 3 fingers on its wings, and a head resembling a hatchet. These descriptions remind us of pterodactyls. Part 5. Modern Evidence and Controversies. We also have questionable photos from Loch Ness and Lake Champlain, but I promise to bring you evidence, not something questionable. You're right, so let's turn to images from 1925 in Monterey Bay, California, showing something resembling the head of a plesiosaur with a decomposition state of less than 7 days. Additionally, in 1977, a carcass was found by a Japanese boat near New Zealand. However, since the carcass was in an advanced state of decay, they threw it back into the ocean, but a Japanese biologist took photos and samples. The Zuiyomaru carcass, biologist Michihiko Yano, resembles a plesiosaur. Despite debates at the time trying to claim it was a basking shark, the analyses showed that it wasn't and had characteristics more aligned with being a plesiosaur. Part 6. Conclusion: The fossil enigma. With all this, what can we conclude? Could the process of fossilization and the conditions that promote it be much faster and more recent than we believed? Or are we just beginning to unravel a much deeper mystery about the Earth's history and its prehistoric inhabitants? The question remains: are we overestimating the age of these beings or underestimating the catastrophic events that could have caused their fossilization? Leave your comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next videos. The quest for truth continues, and we want you to be part of this journey.